Welcome to Friends Like Us. I am here with,
Evelyn Frick.
and I'm Marina Franklin.
That was good.
Thank you. I hope everyone's enjoying themselves on this very hot Saturday. Did you go outside today?
I did like in the morning before it was terrible. There was a store that I like did a pop up, so I went to that earlier today. But now I am inside.
Ooh, inside for the night?
I might go out in a little bit for like a walk in the evening. I like to when it's really hot. I like to do like going out in the morning and in the evening when it's like slightly better,
Cooler,
just so
yeah.
I don't feel like I'm in COVID isolation.
I know
um,
that is happening where it's like, I think a week ago or last week, I was home for 3 days and I was like, I started to feel the panic that I was in isolation again. And I've
yeah,
never felt that before, with just staying home for a few days. But now it's like triggering, for
yeah.
lack of a better word. It's just like, oh my God, is it happening? You know,
Yeah, yeah,
a lot of people
absolutely.
are getting sick though, that I know.
Yeah, I do too. It's been a lot. I've read that hopefully there'll be a new booster in the fall that will be more geared towards like Omicron. So hopefully that will be better. But I'm grateful that at least it's COVID and I don't know a lot of people who have monkeypox. Actually, don't think I know anyone who's gotten monkeypox. So
Me either, but it seems to be and then there's polio.
I know, and yeah, in Rockland County, which I feel a little bit better about because if you were vaccinated like as a kid, you if you like then get polio, you don't have any of like the symptoms. You just are transmissible to like people who haven't gotten the vaccine.
Which is probably a lot.
Unfortunately, it's mostly kids
Yeah.
because
Oh,
they're
the
not old
kids.
enough to get.
Oh no.
Yeah, but the person like, the first person they tested and had polio, in Rockland County in New York is a Hasidic Jew, so it's like, "Come on. Come on, guys."
Oh, one guy.
Not representing the community well.
Oh, wow. Yes. Have you heard of this new festival, the Chosen Few Comedy Festival?
Yeah, it's actually, it's being, like, advertised or run through, the New York Jewish Week, which is, like, a brand that is owned in the company that I work for. Um,
Oh, it is.
yeah. So I haven't had any role in, like, putting it together, but yeah, it looks really good. Alex Edelman will be there, Judy Gold, Modi, I think.
Yep, Modi.
I
And
can't
his
remember.
partner in crime, he would kill me that I'm
I
forgetting
know.
his name right now. Gosh. They
Oh,
work together. Oh god, what's
I
Oh
know,
my god!
I'm remembering that Jessica Kirson is also on
Elon,
the show,
Elon.
but,
I mean,
wait,
oh, he would be
wait, I can look.
he would go off on me because if I see him, I would know, and I'm like blanking right now for some
I'm
reason.
Googling this because I should also know.
I mean, I know him well. I'm saying Elon.
You know, it's Elon Gold? Yeah.
Yes, yes, Elon Gold. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe I even blanked on that. I've known him forever. Um, so
Yeah,
yeah, I
that'll be
just saw
good.
that on their Instagram, and then them promoting it in Times Square.
Oh, in times that's awesome.
Right above the NASDAQ sign. It was kind of
Ooh,
cool.
I
Yeah.
love that.
So
Yeah, that's fine. I think I'll probably be going because I think it's outside. Yeah, it looks like a really good lineup.
it's funny because I think of the chosen few DJs, and
Yeah, that's what I thought of too.
someone once said to me, they were like, "Oh, they're not chosen." I go, "Oh, it's debatable. They're the chosen few DJs."
I feel like it's probably Juskow that said that.
Was it? I think so.
Yeah, I think it was
Maybe.
maybe Juskow.
So
We
he'll
can
be
both be
joining us.
chosen.
Everyone who's on right now, there's 10 of you. I see you. Just so you
Yeah.
know, Juskow's birthday's coming up. Okay, so let's get him. And he's annoyed with me right now because he's throwing something like a week before his actual birthday. But, hey. What am I supposed to do? Um, and he's annoyed. It's always about Juskow. Yes, it's always Juskow. He's always a troublemaker.
Yeah.
He's a troublemaker, heart shaker. So I went to the farmers market today.
Mm.
What else have you been doing this week? I don't want to talk about myself.
Yeah, what have I been doing this week? Mostly, honestly, mostly working. I've started actually like writing again though, which has been
Oh.
really nice. A friend of mine works at Late Night with Seth Meyers, and we've started just like writing together like on Zoom, which has been really nice and really fun. And also like collaborating on a piece I think that we're going to submit to McSweeney's. So that's felt really good. I like haven't been doing as much like stand up recently because of just like we're still hovering at like 14% positivity in New York City, which like doesn't feel great for me in terms of like going and doing shows. So this has been like a way to feel safe and like get some like creativity flowing.
That's good. Yeah. I go in now. The only thing I do is I bring the microphone and a mask, and I've decided if I get it, only because I still do whatever it is I'm doing, and hopefully this week will be I've said this every single time. I think this week will be a test because I think I know someone that I just went to a pool with came
Mm.
down with it, or they're
Oh
not
wow.
feeling well today.
Mm.
But I feel nothing. I feel fine.
That's
I don't
the
feel
thing that's
anything.
so weird. Like, I have also, like, throughout the pandemic, like, I've never tested positive. I've never had COVID to my knowledge. So I feel like I just, like, I'm either gonna, like, get it really soon, or I feel like I might not ever, like, have, like, show symptoms if I have it. It's just so weird and
It is
confusing.
weird. I mean, my best friend Isis, she just
Oh, no. I'm
yeah,
sorry to
she
hear
went to
that.
Florida, came back, was like not she was on the phone with me and she was like, my throat. And I was like,
Oh,
"Ooh, that
no.
sounds like that could be it."
Yeah. Well, you're gonna be doing a show in, like, Oklahoma soon, right? Like, how do you
Oh,
feel about, like,
Tulsa.
Tulsa? Yeah, like, how do you feel about going out there where I'm assuming that there's not a lot of masking
I
happening?
know. Well, I'm still gonna do the same safety measures where I wear a mask all the time
Yeah.
and bring my and make sure the microphone is mine
Yeah.
and
That's
hope
huge, I
for the
think.
best. I mean, that's the only thing is I feel like at this point, everything that I'm doing, even in New York, is the same thing I would do on the road. It's just whether or not they know switching the microphone is my thing, and they haven't had a problem with it. In most of the places I go, they can do that in these
Yeah.
venues. They
Oh,
could switch
yeah.
out. If they ever were like, "Oh, that's too much," that would just be weird.
Oh, yeah, it's, like, so easy
I
to
do it on
switch them out.
stage. It's so funny because like I'm so used to doing it now in the audience. I have a joke for it.
Oh, that's
So
perfect,
I
yeah.
address it. So there's no like some people are like, "Well, isn't that gonna be awkward for the audience to see you switching out the mic?" And I'm like, "Mm, they no."
Yeah.
I think COVID was awkward.
Yeah,
So I think
exactly.
preventative measures may seem fine,
Yeah.
"Oh, this person Jaguar, I've never seen you on here.
I
Thank
haven't
you for
either.
saying this. I am finding out about this that Louis CK said you should be in movies on the Flagrant Pod. Who's the Flagrant Pod,
I
by
don't
the
is
way?
that
And
his
Jaguar,
podcast?
I don't know. And also, Jaguar, tell us where you're from, and thank you for sharing that because I'm hearing about this late. Like I'm one of those people. They're like Marina doesn't know that someone says something nice. Every time
Yeah.
someone says something nice about me, I'm like, thank you. I need all the help I can get. Even I know there's everyone has their thing about Louis, but I've seen Louis at the cellar. Um, he's always very friendly to me, so I it's a
Yeah.
complicated thing because he's
Yeah.
so nice to me. I mean, he
Yeah.
is and has always been and has always put me in things, very supportive. If I ever
Yeah.
like I'm writing a script, he's like, if you need any help, let me know. Um, so I know that it's some people still have problems with him, but I don't I I just that's where I'm
Yeah.
at with it. I just go, well, I guess I mean, how long are we going to be angry at the man? I don't know,
Yeah. It's
how
yeah, there's,
long?
like, no way to like, we're kind of in that period now, right? Where, like, people who've been, like, canceled, like, we're trying to figure out, like, okay, like, how long are
How
they
long?
canceled for? Like, like, do we forgive people?
When do we forgive? And has justice been served by the
Yeah.
trial of the people?
Yeah.
So,
Good question. Well, it's nice of him to say.
it is super nice. And here's the thing. This is gonna sound crazy what I'm about to say.
Mhm.
Do you know, in this business for Marina Franklin, the people who have been the most supportive, exception of Godfrey,
Yeah.
that are in the business that have really put my name out there, they're
Mhm.
mostly white.
Interesting.
And I think about that all the time and I
Yeah.
go, I know people in the industry that are black. Like I know
Yeah.
really, I've started with some of them that are really up there, up there, up there, up there.
Yeah.
And nothing.
Mm.
And I just go, hey, that's cool, but I've had some people go want to say you don't want Louis CK and I'm like, I'm sorry, but and they're black. And
Yeah.
and the particular person who said this to me has not put my name in anything, has not helped me out with anything, but yet wants to tell me to
Mm.
slap that help away. And I go,
Yeah.
well, you got to understand where I am. It's a hard
Right.
business. I understand where people were feeling back then. We're here now. What do
Yeah.
you want? What do you want me to do?
Yeah.
What do you want me to do? So
No,
I'm
I
look,
agree.
I just say when anyone, it's a complicated thing I've just brought up, but I often wonder why that is. And I sometimes I go, well, white people in this industry have it a little bit better. So maybe they have the luxury to do it.
Yeah.
Maybe there's not as much like, history of the crabs in the barrel mentality,
Mm.
but I think we're past that now. Sort of. I
Mm.
I feel like a lot of opportunities are out there
Oh,
for
yeah.
people of color and I've seen a lot of people say to me on the side, they go, Marina, you should be this, you should do this, you should do that. Look, I'm fine where I'm at. I'm doing really good. I just sold a show to FX, so I'm feeling really positive. I'm
Yeah.
just saying, this whole bridge reach across the aisle thing that
Yeah.
some people talk about, even in interviews that they
Mm.
don't do it, but they
Yeah, yeah.
do it. They talk about it and in the media
Yeah.
as if they do it and they don't do it.
Ooh, yeah. That's not good.
So I'm just saying it's anyway. I could
Yeah,
go
I
I
like
could go on and on.
that sort of thing, like yeah, I mean, definitely being, early in my career, and, like, just in media generally, I hear a lot about, like, "Oh, like, you gotta pull up your friends with you, like, you have to, like, give a lot of help," and, like, I think the mindset of, like, a lot of people who are, like, really young in their careers, like, "Oh, yeah, absolutely," and then, like, when they get, like, more opportunities and they get, farther along in their career, when it comes time to do that, they kind of realize, oh, like what work is involved with that, and they know they probably should, and they still kind of want to, but they don't want to do the work associated with it. I think that
It's a
would just
lot of work. Yeah, cuz there is, the details of bringing people along can be really complicated.
Mhm.
Now,
Yeah.
we're in a really heated discussion here, Evelyn, but we're going to bring on our new guest to the show, and then we'll bring on the Jusky so that she's
Yeah.
prepared for that.
Yeah, yeah, makes
So,
sense.
so this is Celine. Celine, welcome to the show.
Hi.
Celine is my
Oh
new
my God.
young assistant for Friends Like
So
Us.
exciting.
Hi, Celine.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
Celine, meet Evelyn, my personal assistant, and she was on Friends Like Us.
Hi.
See,
Hi,
she
it's
even
nice to meet
she
you.
wears
Nice
a
to meet
T-shirt.
you.
I got to get you a
Yay.
T-shirt, Celine.
Yeah.
Oh my God. She's all decked out.
Celine is doing an amazing job on our Instagram right now.
Yeah, I've noticed all the graphics that you've made. They look really, really clean, really good.
Thank you. Oh my god, that's so nice.
Yeah, her social media skills are top notch.
Yeah, it's
And
great.
tell them about yourself.
My little bio.
Yes, it's not a little bio.
Okay. Hi, my name is Celine. I go to Emerson College in Boston.
With an-
I'm going into my junior year, but I'm originally from Florida. So yeah, and I'm in New York right now. Doing some like assistant work. So yeah.
Yes, and it is spelled right. Mike Dickatoo spelled it perfectly the first time.
Yeah.
How did you do that? Because
Wow.
I know Stacy spelled it CELI. How many people do that to you? I mean, it's an easy mistake, but
Like quite a bit. Yeah, my whole name. I didn't put my last name because I was like, people don't need that.
say it
It's too
though.
funky.
I want to hear it.
My last name is crazy. So it's Turyakul, but it's spelled even crazier because there are like silent letters and stuff. I don't know why it needs to be that complicated, but yeah. So after my parents gave me that name, they were like, no middle name. That's enough. So I only have 2 names.
That makes sense.
Nice. Well, Celine, we're going to bring on Dave Juskow, who I have to prepare you for. He's a character. Okay? So just brace yourself. I mean, you were at the cellar. You met a lot of interesting people. She came to the cellar to hang out,
Oh, that's
Evelyn.
great.
So here we go. And I should have given you a clap. Celine is here. Yes. And now the man, the guy, the personality. His birthday is coming up. David Juskow.
What's up, bitches? Hello, Celine. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Don't give her a shirt. It looks like she's not wearing a shirt at all. This is perfect. Oh.
Setting the record straight.
Oh, I see. Don't you want to put that over my face? Yeah, that's what I thought. Putting the everybody's stuff over my face. Yeah, nobody should bother you.
Saying it right over your face.
Evelyn, nice to see you.
Yeah, nice to see you as well.
Evelyn's going into the media and deciding that they've decided there's another virus coming out, which nobody should believe. It's clear they just want to keep us enslaved. And yes, I said it that way.
Dave is saying this because he invited me to the hang that he's doing on Monday, and I said that I've been being slightly careful because of monkeypox, but I will let him know.
She's always going to have another excuse, Celine. You see how it works? If it's not monkeypox, it's COVID. If it's not COVID, it's polio.
Well, it'll be like very annoying for me if I ever get COVID or, God forbid, I get monkeypox. But if I got COVID or monkeypox from David Juskow.
Well, why would you get it from me? I mean, I don't have it.
Well, you don't know. You very well
only
could.
gay people get monkeypox.
Okay.
Well, first of all, this is a very
inflammatory things.
Yes, that's inflammatory, 1, and 2, you are
gay.
Yes, it's questionable. It's always a fun game to play with.
Yes, that's true. Well, that's for sure. Knowing as many show tunes as I know and not being gay would be awkward.
Well, monkeypox can be transmitted through the skin. I mean, and as we know, we really shouldn't label. Someone told me, Keith told me recently on CNN, there was a guy who said that Black women need to be careful because their partners could be having privately gay sex on the down low.
That's so true.
Someone actually said that.
Yikes.
I was like, how do they always bring it back to Black people? They always like, there's a disease. What are Black people doing?
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah, no. I mean, that doesn't surprise. I mean, it's like it doesn't surprise me, but it is just really alarming how you look at like the trajectory of like the HIV like AIDS crisis, and obviously like monkeypox does not seem to be as like fatal, at least to adults, in the way that HIV AIDS is or was. But the rhetoric is just it's just the same. It's all bizarre.
I told you guys what happened to me in the 80s, when AIDS first came out, nobody knew how you caught it, but you knew it was a gay, that the gays were involved somehow. I think I told you this last time, right? Or a couple
Did
times
you?
ago when I was working at that restaurant, and I used to go up to tables like this. Hey, everybody, how's
Oh,
everybody
I do
doing?
remember
Right?
you saying this.
And then
Yeah.
they told me not to act that way anymore because everybody thought they could catch AIDS from me doing that.
Just so misinformed.
When you're misinformed, your mind goes elsewhere.
Yeah. Which
But
is
we
like,
didn't know. I remember we were
oh, go ahead.
smoking pot with a friend who was gay, and all of us didn't care, and we loved the guy. And then when he left the car, we're like, I wasn't sure whether we should take a drag off that because he's gay. Nobody knew how you caught it.
Well, it's a problem. Like the CDC then and now, like has not done a good job at clarifying anything. I mean, I think like it's important to note that like monkeypox like has spread in like the gay and like queer communities, but that doesn't mean that it's exclusive to that.
No, of course not.
And just
Of
the
course
way that they've talked about it makes it seem like it is only spreading the LGBTQ community, and then also only making vaccines available to like gay or like bisexual men. Is not great
Well, I'll tell
because
you,
Yeah.
other
Evelyn and
people can get it.
Marina, I'm not a conspiracy theorist person, but since I watch the Today Show every day, just as an example, I watch all the news, and I mean, what their take on the weather when it's hot in August and everybody's complaining that this is crazy, then I know something is up with the way the media is putting stuff out there. Because it gets hot in August, and it's like people just seem to forget.
Well, there's also the thing called climate
I
change.
understand that. But when it's a typical humid 80 to 90 degrees, at least here in New York City,
It's not humid, it's 90.
what?
90 degrees
Yeah,
is
I know. Was
dangerous.
it never 90 degrees when you were growing up?
Not for this amount of days.
That's ridiculous.
And
That's
there's
true.
actually, it's also that we're experiencing it differently than they are in other places where there are wildfires.
Yeah.
No, all that's true, and especially the way it was the temperature in London and Ireland last week and stuff like that.
Yes,
That's
and
all
Paris.
new. But I'm just saying, it seems, like, I mean, relax. In August it gets hot. That's all I'm saying. And
They can't
and they
relax
make it
because
like
there's
breaking news.
these young individuals on our podcast are worried about their future. Am I right? Am I right?
You are correct.
Yeah.
I mean, like my girlfriend and I live in
Evelyn
South
can answer that.
Brooklyn, and we've already like had the conversation of like, oh, like maybe in about 5 years we should consider moving farther north in Brooklyn because like soon, relatively soon, like Brighton Beach and Coney Island will like be underwater.
And I'm from Florida,
Right.
so that's like a huge problem down there because like slowly the waters have started to get more inland. Like where the beach was when I was like 8 is not where the beach is now, which is really scary. So in about like 5-10 years, that's gonna be a huge problem for where I live. But
And DeSantos is like, I think he's suing people. I forget what he's doing for people who are dealing with climate change. What is it? Go ahead, Evelyn.
Well, I thought you were talking about. I saw that he had like I can't remember. He had gosh,
Oh,
I
it's the
can't-
Republican senators, not DeSantis,
Oh,
but I'm
yeah.
sure he'll jump on board.
I just know that DeSantis recently had. I can't remember exactly like what the phrasing is, but he had like basically taken away a job from like a district attorney or something like that in a specific area who said that he wasn't going to prosecute like any sort of like don't say gay laws basically like, and he wasn't going to prosecute that, and then he decided to like recuse isn't the right word, but like take the job away from that person basically, which is ridiculous.
I just don't understand the Republicans thing on cancel culture when they seem to be canceling everybody.
Yeah, I mean, it's very selective what they want to like say is cancel culture and then like turn around and do those things. The thing for me is like I remember growing up and like hearing about how like the Republican Party is the party of like small government and like no government overreach, and it's like now their entire platform is about controlling the way that people live and do things, which is just obviously antithetical to what they initially were.
Yeah.
Yes.
If I knew what antithetical mean, I'd wrap you across the mouth right now.
Now, Mr. says the heat is crazy. Sorry, Selena, you got covered. You weren't supposed to be
Off the
covered in this.
crossfire.
The heat is crazy. Yesterday, the devil asked me to borrow a cup of sugar.
Mm-hmm.
The thing about DeSantis and climate change, I could be wrong, so I'm just going to paraphrase, but I think it was like he refuses to use the phrase climate change, and he just says like the global warming or like the climate stuff is like left wing only.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like a global crisis, which, you know.
I saw a building that
He's
just
gonna be
collapsed because of global. You know what I mean? Like that building collapsed because of the water affecting the ground underneath it.
Oh, and like Surfside.
Yeah.
And I really just feel like in general, there's a lot of misinformation. Like climate change is not just like, oh, it's getting hotter and hotter. Like it's going to affect every sector of our lives. Like the increase of like diseases and viruses and pandemics, it's only going to get worse because of climate change. And like, it's going to displace people. There's so many issues that go into it. And I feel like people, especially like the Republican Party, are just like, oh, suck it up. It's getting hotter. You know,
Yeah.
if that.
So, Juskow, your analysis on the weather. Bonk, bonk. Oh, I got my young gems on here to put you in check.
You have the good sound effects.
I use my. Sometimes I like using my own.
They're good. They're good. I mean, to Juskow's point, I will say that like they definitely could be talking about monkeypox more so on like in media, like on television.
But they do. That's the thing on the Today Show, and that's what I watch it in the morning, the first 20 minutes, and they just, they come at you with that dramatic music, and they're like, millions are affected by the weather today in August, and then they go into monkeypox, and how bad it is because they don't go into COVID anymore. So they needed something new to terrify people. Again, I never talk like this kind of stuff, but now I've noticed it. Does that make any sense? I never felt like I was that kind of person.
The news is dramatic, yes. Yeah. How about this, though? Pete Davidson.
Oh, no.
I saw that, yeah.
Did you see it, Celine?
Oh, yeah. I saw it a lot.
Well, you want to tell our viewers?
Tell me what happened.
I love listening to Celine because she's new. She's like excited. Did you hear the news right away, or when did you find out?
I don't know. I feel like I'm on Twitter like all the time, so I was just like doom scrolling and then going like, oh my god. Well, I mean, like, here's the thing. Like, I don't think anyone following Pete Davidson and Kim Kardashian were like, oh, they're gonna get married or anything. But I think the memes about it, like, obviously, I don't really like when celebrities break up and it becomes like a huge story because I feel like it's their personal lives and like to some degree I think it's kind of sad. Like,
yes,
they're like real people at the end of the day.
That's right.
But also the memes, I can't help but laugh.
What are the memes doing?
Like, I think it comes with the degree of like, if you publicize your relationship that much and if you profit off your relationship, you kind of are asking for it. So basically it was just like about Pete Davidson, about like how his tattoo artist is going to make so much money. Cause like he keeps removing all of his tattoos and then getting tattoos of like his new girlfriend. And it's just going to be like a constant cycle. Like, I just think it's so funny. Thanks, Marina.
That laugh is so weird. There's two kinds of laughs on here. There's this laugh. And then there's this laugh.
Oh my gosh.
I feel sad. I agree with, stop laughing, dude. I agree with you, Celine. It's like, I know Pete. I've seen him since he, started, grew up in, as you say, Celine, I know everybody. Started at the, who is this dark whoop on our Twitch? Get off our page, okay? I see you. You will eat bugs. How old are you? Don't say anything else. I'll block you. This is what I'm known for. But you know what? Pete Davidson, I've known him since he was young. And to me, it's very personal when I see people doing stuff like that, because I know him. And I'm like, he's going through something. And he's put out there that he suffers from depression, and so it's, you really have to think about, even as we talk about it, we have to think about how carefully we talk about it, what you're putting out there. And I'm just going to say here, leave him and her alone. Let them break up. It's hard. Breakups are hard. Do you think they even had a choice to have it in the public eye? I mean, paparazzi is everywhere, and the media loves this stuff. So don't feed into it.
That's true.
And I think also stories like that get in the way of like actual news coverage that we want to hear about, like, the climate and various viruses.
Oh, totally.
Okay, so hold on, guys. I just gotta do something real quick.
You're awful quiet, Juskow.
Well, now that there's two of you young kids, I don't want to.
You feel intimidated?
I don't want everybody to get mad at me like usual.
What do you
We
mean
don't
mad
get
at you
mad
like
at you.
usual?
Well, people get mad when I, interrupt Evelyn. So
I feel like that's been happening less.
Well-
Like people have been getting mad. Not that you've been interrupting me less. Which is neither here nor there.
who is this dark whoop? Are you trying to figure that out?
I just blocked him.
I hate the Antichrist. Well, doesn't everybody?
Yeah, people just look. He got blocked. He's not talking about anything. Now, usually, I just, this has nothing. I mean, it's kind of hilarious. What does this have to do? People are crazy on the internet, aren't they? They just sit at home looking for something to, like, I was telling Evelyn before we started, I had someone on my page who was following me for quite some time. Stace, you know them because they would always comment. I'll just say it, Lisa or whatever. She would always comment when you were on my live. And recently, they sent me a message because I was complaining about the avocado toast I got from a restaurant. And it was supposed to be avocado, their special smashed blend of avocado.
Was that on your story?
Yes.
Yeah, I think I saw
Oh
that.
my
Did you see
god,
that?
it looked abysmal. I'm really sorry. But
It was horrible.
Look bad. There was no, and your joke was funny that they said it was like all in on the avocado
All
toast.
of the above. And
All
it
of the
was not
above, yeah.
Yeah. And so I'm going to show you guys what it looked like. I'm going to share my screen so you could see this awful avocado toast that I got. Hold on. That's in my story. So it takes me a second. Oh. It takes me. I love this story.
That's a good story.
Yes.
see when-
Yes.
When his attorneys sent the text over to the other attorneys by accident. That's so weird. As if
So this is the
they-
avocado toast. You see that? Does that look like avocado toast to you? Wait, let's
No.
go back.
This looks like
that
avocado.
just looks like avocado on toast.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes,
there's a
that's what it was.
difference.
It would be like their special blend of avocado. Anyway.
Ugh.
All right, let me stop sharing it because now it's going to this. But this person who's been following me for a while wrote, why don't you, instead of restaurants are struggling right now, why don't you share it with them instead of us? That's what they DM'd me.
That's so weird.
Not affected, Juskow? Not bothered by
I do
that?
what you're talking about. Share the avocado toast.
They were like, why are you sharing this about the avocado? I'm being a comic.
Yeah, I know. So who's saying that?
Some girl
Here's
named
the
Lisa.
thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Here's the
Some
thing
girl.
about that comment. I
Mhm.
think that it's not really about the ingredient. It's about the lack of effort. Like, just take the avocado that you already sliced and mash it up. Like, it's not that difficult. I don't think it's about the restaurant struggling. Like,
It's not about the rest. Thank you, Celine. It's not about the restaurant struggling. We know, unless they're assuming I don't know what avocado toast looks like.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
we know what
That's what I was
avocado.
assuming.
Huh, what?
That's what I was assuming.
Yeah, like I
Maybe
know
you don't know what avocado toast looks like.
That's not it.
that was not it. That was slight.
That's totally it.
And it
You
was
only
raw.
know celery, and that's about it.
What about the celery?
That's all you know. You know
Listen,
how to juice celery, and that's where it ends with Marina and her healthiness.
Also, here's the thing. Don't come on my page telling me what to do.
Yeah.
She was like, share it with them, not us. Restaurants are struggling. I'm sick of this whole thing about the restaurants struggling. During the pandemic, the restaurants were struggling. What about the people
Yeah.
that have to, like, what about, like, by the way, like, you think I don't know restaurants are struggling? I
don't think you do, because I see you go to a restaurant and you are just like, look, I want this when I want it, and I want it now.
I don't act like that.
You totally act like that.
I never
totally
do this.
Perfect imitation of you.
But I did call Juskow this week angry.
And you were like, hey, let me tell you something.
I don't sound like
You sound
that.
just like that. No, that's what you sound like to me.
See, Celine, you see how inappropriate? I was warning you. He was trying to do a black voice. Did you hear that?
But no, that's the way you sound to me.
D says, who had a point?
It's
Nobody
Marina.
has a point.
So much of this show is just uncovering Juskow's unconscious biases.
Unconscious.
Great.
No, because the other week we had talked about how like certain like performers or artists, he's okay with being canceled, and others he's not. And unconsciously, he's more okay with when like black performers, artists are canceled, and then with like white artists or
I
directors
guess
or
it
whatever.
did sound like that, but I was just thinking about that today. Like I guess I was talking about it again today.
Yeah,
Just
see,
like-
unconscious. You didn't even know.
Yeah, I guess, because I was thinking of Cosby, Will Smith, and Michael Jackson, and they were like kind of my heroes if I had to choose black people. I mean, I've had lots of heroes, but those are 3 black people that really meant a lot to me, and now I hate them all.
But he still likes Woody Allen.
I do. Well, he was never convicted.
Which we all know means so much.
And Will Smith was never convicted
Yeah.
either.
No, but we all watched it live. Woody
But
Allen,
we still
saw
did
years
not
ago.
put him in jail, and he did not sexually assault anyone, and he apologized in public.
No, who
What do you
cares?
want?
He's awful. Listen, I love Will Smith. I love his movies. I can't watch them anymore. I hate him.
Why? He
You can't
apologized.
watch
them
anymore?
You can,
It's
yeah,
done.
come on, Juskow.
No,
It's because he's black.
that can't be. But this is exactly
Yeah,
the
it can
Denzel
be, but
Washington.
it is. It
If
is.
I don't like Denzel Washington.
Where's your mirror? Take a look in the mirror.
acting, and why is that prejudice?
Didn't Michael Jackson have a song about the
Yeah,
mirror?
Man in the Mirror.
I'm
Help
looking at the
the
man
man in the mirror.
I'm hoping I could change his face.
There you go. Start singing that every morning before you go to work.
Yeah, well,
Oh
we
my
know.
God.
I know he did marry his stepdaughter. Well, exactly. God damn it.
Yes.
Yeah,
Thank you,
my
Evelyn.
best friends are black. Her name is Marina. I've probably done that before. I'm awful.
What are we thinking about the Batgirl story? The
what?
DC, this movie that was canceled. I am really
Oh.
curious what you guys thought
What
about
movie are you
that.
talking about?
Batgirl.
I have a lot of opinions.
Oh, Batgirl.
Yes, Celine, go, girl, go. First day, and
Um,
she got opinions. Say word.
Well, I think it's only because I'm a film major and I'm. Oh, thank you. Whoever said I want to hear from Celine, thank you. I love you.
Yes.
They also said mute Juskow.
Well, set it up, Celine. Tell them what the story is.
So basically, long story short, so Warner Brothers was releasing a lot of movies through HBO Max simultaneously, as their theatrical release. Now Warner Brothers has essentially pulled out of HBO Max, to my understanding, and HBO Max and Discovery Plus are merging. So in about a year or less, HBO Max will be non-existent. It'll just be
What?
one new streaming
it's
service.
crazy. It's
And-
so ridiculous.
Wait,
Yeah.
what? I put all my money into that. Wait,
I know.
why do they be non-existent? I like HBO Max. I don't understand.
I
It's gonna
agree,
be
and
merge.
I
So it'll
think-
exist in a different. Sorry, you've done. Go
No,
ahead.
go ahead. No,
I was gonna say that it will exist in as a different platform. It will be HBO. It'll have some. It'll probably be under a Discovery Plus name.
I gotta
But
watch
so
the Big Bang Theory under Discovery Plus.
Yeah, basically.
Weird.
And the thing that was like so particularly annoying to see is like I think HBO and like Discovery had their like shareholders meeting recently, and like the slides that they did for this presentation about like why they're merging HBO Max and Discovery Plus were like made public, and they basically in one of the slides were like HBO Max is for men and Discovery Plus is for women. And like,
No, that was the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my
I
whole
know.
life. Basically, they took their like user interface and was like, how many women versus men are using each platform, and it literally like HBO Max I think like was like 49% women users, and then Discovery Plus was like the same thing but reverse, and they were like HBO Max has a male skew and Discovery Plus has like a female skew, and I was like, no, it's like essentially 50-50.
It's 50, and the things I've watched on HBO Max are The Flight Attendant, which is more female
exactly
based.
They have all these really good shows that are like The Flight
Pretty Little
Attendant,
Liars.
Hacks.
Right,
yeah.
Hacks. No, that's not HBO Max, is it?
It is, yeah.
Michael
It's
Che
Hacks.
show.
Yeah.
And there's a third one that I watch on there. Oh, the one with Anna Kendrick that I liked, Love or something. Love something.
Yeah, there's a lot
I mean,
of like really good shows
You're
on
right,
HBO Max.
Celine. What a stupid statement. That makes no
Well,
sense.
it's also like just like so biased because it's leaning into this perception that like women are more interested in like reality television and like watching. It said on the slide that like was made public, it's like Discovery Plus is like lean back like entertainment and HBO Max is lean in entertainment. It's just like it's so stupid.
Wow.
Well,
Yeah.
I think that's like not even, that's definitely like a huge insult and blow, and like it's a problem. But I think like that's not even the primary concern of the whole issue. Like there's so many side effects that's gonna like come of this, and I think like long story short, I think that like the future of streaming just looks bleak in general, and that like physical media, like it'll go out of date eventually, but like that's pretty much the only thing that you can like guarantee yourself and like invest in to like own the media that you actually want to watch, which is like a whole other issue. But part of the problem that I don't even know how much it's like being spoken about, but it's like they are projected to be laying off 70% of the development team at HBO Max, which is like a huge number of layoffs. So many people are going to lose their job unless they get a job at Discovery Plus or something, however that works. And it's also like the way that they're merging the two platforms is they're cutting out so many like HBO originals, but also like a lot of things that the platform offered. And I genuinely think that like HBO Max is probably one of the best streaming sites you can have because it has so many different kinds of content and like
that's right
things
Including
regarding
Bugs Bunny,
like film
all the
history.
Bugs Bunnies ever made.
Like
Yeah.
it's in the new merger, they're getting rid of Criterion, which is like they have all like the old classic movies. They're getting rid of Turner Classics.
What?
They're getting rid of
whoa. So you just ruined Marina's day. What are you talking about?
Well, when they merge HBO and Discovery
It's time
Plus,
to get rid of HBO Max.
I know. I was like, I really only had HBO, and they're getting rid of Adult Swim, and like those were like the main things that I was watching on there.
Celine, do you understand?
Among other things.
Marina and me and my mother watch Turner Classic Movies. I mean, what the hell is going on
I
here?
gotta keep my cable now. I was just trying to understand, why do I have cable? And the only reason I really have cable is because of the Turner Classic Movie channel.
Doesn't that suck?
It really just shows like how like it's either that like executives at HBO Max are just really out of touch with like what consumers want, because HBO Max is by far, I think, the most popular streaming service, especially as Netflix has gotten like worse and worse. Or they like are just so like they think this will be just so much more profitable, which I really don't. I mean, I think people might just like move through the merger because they want to have like all the streaming services they can. But yeah, that's a big chunk. Like I think one of the reasons why I like HBO Max is because it has like all this like new like content, but then also a lot of like really like older, like there are a lot of Alfred Hitchcock movies on HBO Max that I love to watch. So yeah,
and Harry Potter on that too.
It's
they're
very
getting rid of Harry Potter
corporation.
on there.
It's about they were saying this because like, so the Batgirl movie, back to that, was shelved. the movie has Michael Keaton in it as well,
Oh,
and it was
really?
just shelved. Yeah, it's done. The movie's
They made it
finished.
and they're not
Who was
releasing
It'll
playing
never get
Batgirl?
out ever.
Who was playing Batgirl?
They're saying that they may. I
Who
don't
was-
know.
who
No,
was
it was Jim
Batgirl?
Norton who
I'm
told
not.
me that.
I can look it up right now, but I know I'm pretty sure it's
She was
a black
Latina.
actress. Oh,
Latin
So
actress.
wait, hold on. You're saying they made the movie, it's finished, but they're
Mhm.
not releasing it, and for what reason? I must be missing something.
Because of this new merger.
Because
The
of
guy,
the new
the
merger.
guy who is now in charge, he's a guy who is known for cutting and cleaning out a department and making cuts. And part of that cut includes the Batgirl movie that he felt would have been a loss. He feels that they could recoup the money through, I guess, some tax write off or something instead of release. They're basically, he's saying they're not going to make any money by releasing this movie. They also are claiming on the back end that the movie did not test well, which is bullshit, because they always use this type of stuff when it comes to anything with people of color, any type of diversity. They said that about the Black Panther movie, that it wasn't going to make money. They're saying this about Batgirl, which has all of the diversity in it. You have a woman who's the lead character. You have a Latin or Latinx, however you want to refer to character, that's the lead character. There was a trans individual in it as well. So arguably it's not going to be the network for us.
yeah. And it's
I
I
also
think
think-
like the thing too that's like particularly like I don't know annoying about it is that I think, at least from what I've been reading, that a lot of people are actually kind of like looking for superhero alternatives to Marvel right now, because I think a lot of people, like if you haven't seen every single Marvel movie, a lot of stuff like doesn't really make sense because they're so caught up in their own lore. And I don't know. So I think like people are actually excited about like things like Batgirl, which I believe is like DC. But now like that won't happen, and then it creates like a monopoly of like Marvel just doing all superhero
DC
movies.
stinks.
So here's the article. As
And
you
I
can
love
see
DC
here.
too. That's that they can't make a good movie to save their lives.
So as you see here, they received stunning news in their upcoming DC film that Batgirl would be shelved despite its being deep into post-production ahead of planned HBO Max. The filmmakers are said to have been given a heads up shortly before the article circulated online.
Yeah.
That's how they found out. And here, let me scroll down. They just, Batgirl was a casualty of the new corporate strategy from Warner Brothers Discovery CEO David Zaslav, who opted to shelve the project. That's the guy's name, everybody. Get to know it. He's the reason. In order to take tax write-down on the $90 million film, multiple sources tell The Hollywood Reporter the film has been greenlit for around $80 million under former Warner Media CEO Jason Kilar, who also teed up multiple DC projects for HBO Max that would be budgeted more modestly than a theatrical DC offering. So,
yeah,
there you go. There you go. It's a calculator.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? I mean, you two are both young in this industry, right? Did you ever think in your life that acting, this was part of it? Like,
no.
you just training as an actress your whole life, or Juskow, his entire, and you don't even think about this stuff in the background that has a lot to do with whether you get cast or whether even can you imagine doing a movie, spending that amount of time and it's about to go and you find out online it's not happening. You told all your friends.
And also into like a movie like Batgirl, that sounds like it was probably really physically like draining and tough, because I'm sure there were a lot of action sequences and you put so much of that into it and it's not gonna go. I know. I mean, I definitely had thought about like the difficulty of like auditions and like the politics of that, but nothing on the back end of just like it had never occurred to me that a project can be like shelved when it's already in post-production.
I think it's also upsetting because it's like when they use the excuse like it didn't test well, that kind of implies that they're going to be putting out like better content, and I'm sure the content that we're gonna see, I can't guarantee that it's gonna be superb quality, is how I'm going to phrase
They
that.
They put out what was it, the unusables? What is what is it? What was the DC, the forgettables? I can't think of the
The
name.
forgettables is so funny.
Yeah, that is funny.
It was Pete Davidson was actually in it in the first scene.
The Suicide Squad.
Thank you. The Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
That was pretty bad too. They can't get it right. The only one they got right was Batman, and that's just okay compared to the Marvel movies. And I'm a DC guy. I still read comic books that are, Superman and Batman and stuff, and they just haven't gotten any of those movies right besides Batman. That Justice League was awful. Suicide Squad, they're bad. The first one was horrible. Second one was just okay. They're all bad. So maybe that has something. The Batgirl movie with Halle Berry was horrible, unwatchable, and I love her.
It seems like they just try to fill up these movies with like really big stars in hopes that like that brings in money. Like I saw recently that apparently Lady Gaga is supposed to be in like an upcoming Joker movie.
Yes.
And so like
Right,
they're
that Joker
hoping that
movie,
like that will like make the money, but that's not going to be the like what brings people back to the theater.
But again, the Joker, see what they're doing. The Joker movie,
right?
Batgirl, they're still taking from Batman. They've given up on all their other, the Flash. Remember that Flash got canceled.
Well, yeah, I mean, like Ezra Miller,
right?
Like that is a whole other thing.
Aquaman for some, and remember, Aquaman screwed because of Amber Heard. So DC has just gotten screwed in every way. What?
I'm pretty sure they recast Amber Heard.
No, they didn't recast. They just kept cutting her out.
Oh.
Like it's, but they have to make. I mean, go figure. Aquaman did okay, but it's still not great. They just can't get it right. Yeah, DC has good TV shows, but they can't make it in the movies. I don't know why. And
yeah, it's very
so
strange.
Hard.
I did
like the Robert Pattinson
Morpheus
one a
was
bit.
good.
Which one?
It got trashed.
Wait, Morbius?
Oh, I say it wrong, right?
Yeah.
What is it? Morbius?
Morbius.
I said Morpheus. I liked it. I watched it. I was like, oh, this is
What's
pretty
it called? More penis, you said?
Sure.
I think the thing that's just like so funny about it is that it did so poorly in theaters, and then online people were like, no, bring it back. We'll watch it this time.
Wait, which one?
No one watched it. It was like such a meme.
Which one?
Yeah. Morbius.
Oh, Morbius. Oh, I still don't even know.
Jared Leto. Oh,
yeah.
The Pattinson Batman was okay. It was okay, but I wouldn't watch it twice. That's the thing. That's how I judge a movie. When I watch it again, I mean, I watch it when it's on, and I'm like, it's just not working for me a second time.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the Doctor Strange movie yet. Have you, Evelyn? The second one?
I'm not.
I have.
It was good, Celine. You liked it?
No.
Oh, you didn't?
Yeah, I watched it too.
I liked that third Spider-Man movie. That was really good.
Oh yeah, Spider-Man.
I've heard good things about that.
But here's the thing, like, it was only good because they brought in the other Spider-Man.
Exactly,
like,
right, right.
Like, they're just profiting off of, like,
good
how
point.
many more huge stars, like, how many superheroes can
Oh, she's absolutely right. Jesus, I didn't even think about that. She's so right.
You see why she's a friend?
Now I get it. You said this before I met her, and I didn't believe you. And now I do.
How much fun did you have, Celine, at the Comedy Cellar? How much fun was that?
So much fun. It was great. I would love to go again, maybe. If possible.
Well,
You're
Evelyn's
definitely
banned
welcome.
from the Comedy Cellar, so you'll probably get to go as much as you'd like.
I love that. Evelyn doesn't.
Might be off.
Evelyn, you can't get Evelyn. You can't
I know.
knock down her glory.
Week. Nope.
Don't try to knock down her glory. Okay, Evelyn's a shining star wherever you are.
And Evelyn, you're okay with Celine being here? I mean, she's
don't you do that.
I'm always excited to have new people on. It's
Don't we all have some fun?
Look, men always want to see women fight. You see that?
You're trying to tear us down, Juskow.
Yeah, literally.
I don't know whether it was a man thing. I think I would have done that if there were two male people.
So what we do sometimes, Celine, is we in order to shut them down, we just cut them out.
Yeah.
Okay, I was wondering. It was too late. I was just-
Oh my God, we have another idiot. Don't sing. I'm gonna sing.
That's good.
It's a lot of people coming on my page telling me what to do. You can hang up. You can get lost and go back to your boring life.
Yeah, I think
All
more
right,
people need
so
to use that unfollow.
Why don't we go to some good reviews?
Yeah, let's do it. Let me pull them up. So this week, I pulled this from Twitter. This is from Dr. I'm going to say XVI. I know it's probably Roman numeral, but it's
Juskow,
fine.
Dr. Juskow.
So this was in reference to this week's episode with Keith Price, Leanne Lord, and Jenna Bond. They retweeted and said, with Keith Price, I'll definitely be listening, which is absolutely true. I was really excited to see Keith Price back on. And then this comes from Apple Podcasts, which, as a reminder, you should definitely leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. It helps bump us up in the ratings and help new listeners find us. So it says 5 out of 5. 5 stars out of 5 stars. I highly recommend it. I both enjoy and gain greater understanding listening to the different perspectives of Marina and her guests. I also love the humor aspect of the show as well. So yeah, those are the reviews we have for this week.
Nice.
Yeah.
And while you're doing that, I'm blocking Lipson.
Marina, were you ever on Dr. Katz?
No, I was never on Dr. Katz. No.
Somebody was just asking. Dee was just asking. I was on.
I met him though. I met him a long time ago.
I was on it, and then I was on the pilot of his new show, which was a Steven Spielberg combination thing. It was supposed to be on ABC, and I left my job because I thought for sure it was Steven Spielberg. It was going to be on ABC. There was only one pilot and never went anywhere. And it's probably half my fault. Every week I was going to come on and pitch a new one-man show, and I was out of ideas by the second episode. So I blame myself.
Isn't that a show? A show where someone pitches a show every week that doesn't... Wasn't that you on the Dave Attell show? Well, at the end, you would come out in these different outfits.
Oh, yes. That was the Gong Show. Right. Every week they just didn't have time for me at the end. Yeah. There's 8 episodes where I'm dressed in different characters and I'm trying to do a routine, and then the horn goes off and they close the curtains on me, which is something I think all of our viewers would like.
There was one hot dog. You were in a hot dog?
I wasn't a hot dog. I was in a hot dog. I was in a broccoli costume, a magician's outfit, a beehive outfit. And my nephew, when he was 10, he thought it was the greatest thing in the history of the world.
It was fun. Now, Celine was asking, she saw Dave Attell on the lineup, and you were like, oh my God, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God, he'll be so happy to hear that. He has no young followers. He will be thrilled.
I think more youngerish people have a slight awareness of him now because of like Amy Schumer. Like I remember it was like really big news when she like named her son like the middle name after him. So I think that has brought in some. Yeah,
oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Change it because
she had to change it though.
Genital.
Genital.
So she had to change it to Jean David.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Which is also cute.
But yeah, Dave, we talk about this all the time, and sometimes I open for him, and it's an older crowd. So I'm telling you, I'm going to let him know this, and this will make his day. Which, of course, nothing ever technically makes his day, but it does. You just don't.
Okay.
That's the
Yeah, he
punishment.
always asks me when I used to host at the Comedy Cellar. He used to always ask me about the audience before he went on,
He's
and
upset.
it never mattered though. Afterwards, he was like, "Ugh,
That's what he doesn't understand. I mean, we have long talks about how bad he did and how he bombed, and he never bombs.
He never bombs.
No, it's
He always does great. He
and it's been
always
that way since
destroys it."
since we met in the '80s. I mean, it's just always been the same. Like, oh, that sucked, and I'm like, what? Do you even know what sucking is?
I feel like we're getting popular because we've had someone commenting on our page today. That's kind of exciting. I mean, I'm kind of glad that we had to block people.
Yeah. Oh,
You know,
yeah.
it's
No,
like-
trolls bring in an audience.
They do. It's
They
very
really do.
interesting. Maybe it's the heat making them crazy.
Yeah.
No, that's absolutely true. I mean, I know that like at least in terms of like crime rates and stuff, they tend to like rise in the summer months. So maybe that's the same with like internet trolls.
How we doing over there, Celine? What is it like working for friends like us? I'm just curious. What have you learned anything new?
Well,
Am
I
I
really
t-
enjoy my
don't you-
time with Marie. Don't cut me off.
And
Don't you?
Celine, it's okay. You can get them.
I imitate everybody's voice.
I think that's a pretty close imitation. I feel like my voice kind of sounds like
Thank you. That's what I
You're
thought,
welcome.
but everybody's giving me
Yeah.
crap.
You're an amazing actor.
And this is the way Evelyn talks. Hey, everybody, look at me. I'm Evelyn.
I think I was about to say I've never seen you do an impression of me.
Well,
So-
You're welcome.
And now we have.
I mean, now we have, and I see why you haven't done because I'm sure.
Now you see why you've never heard of me before at Marina's podcast. But you said, Dave, you've been doing comedy for like 30 or 40 years. Right. Well, it hasn't been good comedy.
I forgot what the question was.
How is
How's
it like?
working for friends
that-
like
oh,
us?
now you know what it's like having Dave here. Yes, we never get to
You're
it. He's just starting to learn how to listen to women. It took him years, but
Well, I've
we're
always-
helping him
I've always
here.
listened to women. Women always want to tell me their problems. It's weird. Oh my God, you don't have no idea what happened at work yesterday.
Well,
the other
first,
day.
before you finish, can she
yeah, go ahead,
answer
sorry.
my question? How is it like working for friends like us? And have you learned anything new?
It's awesome working for friends like us. I really like my boss. She's really cool. And I enjoy
Pretty, right?
I
And
enjoy
pretty.
like the fact that we get like so many different people on the podcast. It's really cool to like go through and like edit the sound bites and stuff. It's fun to make the little graphics. Yeah, I enjoy all of it. And it's like Marina knows literally everyone, so it's like always a surprise when I'm like, do you know this person? She's like, of course I do. So it's so, I don't know, it's just so like, it's always different. Like every day is different. So that's what I like about it.
Celine, where do you live? In a penthouse? Look how high
No.
up she is.
I'm on the 5th, this is my 5th floor walk up.
Oh. It looks in the
Yeah.
background. It looks like she lives in the penthouse.
Yeah, it's like a crazy, there's no curtains on the windows. So.
Wait, do you live in Manhattan?
I'm staying in this little apartment in Manhattan. I am on the Morningside Heights area. So
She's got to come to the farmer's market with me one of these days.
No, don't.
yeah,
It's terrifying up there.
I want to see you get mad at people at the farmer's market. That's what I want to
Hey,
do.
Celine, it's too
It
much
almost
drama.
happened. Almost happened today. Almost.
really?
Almost.
Almost, yes.
I'll
but
come next
it was
week.
good. Today was a quick day at the
You have to wake
farmer's
up early.
market. I just think they don't know how to manage their lines properly, and then people don't know what to do. You know, I mean,
yeah.
like this girl was like me. She was taking too long, and I was just standing there waiting for her, and she couldn't get her money out fast enough. And then no one knows where the line is, where the line starts, I always say, hey, the line starts with me. But you know, and I could tell she thought that I was rushing, but I was like, no, I've been you before. Take your time, get your money out. It's all good. It's all good. And there was there's always a little private argument with New Yorkers. There's like a quiet argument you have with someone, and they're having it back with you because you know once it reaches out of the mouth, it turns into physical it can change your life.
Someone
I
in
was
the
having this
comments
argument.
said, if Marina gets in a fight, you have to have her back. I'm assuming that's aimed at me.
No, I got you. I take boxing.
Oh
class.
yeah, they just put it up.
Yeah, I did that. Oh no, you're still here? Go away, Lipson. Why is your name
was-
Lips? Go away. I thought I got rid of you. Oh, how do we get rid of this dude? Let's figure this out. Let's get rid of Lipson. Let's see. Go to the
I
channel.
mean, where are you from originally?
Where am I from originally? I'm from Florida, but I was
no
born in
continent. That's 'cause they
Pittsburgh.
are-
Pittsburgh?
I was born there.
So you both are from Pennsylvania. You and Evelyn.
Wow,
Yeah,
we're
I'm
in
from
Pennsylvania.
Lancaster.
Cool.
Yeah.
It is not cool. It is the most uncool of things.
Says the person from New Jersey.
How dare you?
Boom.
Everybody knows that though. That's an
Boom.
easy one. Everybody knows people.
Yeah.
from Jersey.
You teed me right up for
I
it.
did that. Damn. And you go back to school. Like you're actually still in school, Celine. You go back in September.
Yeah.
Is it your last year?
No, it's my 3rd year.
I'm sorry, that's not funny at all. Young. Yeah. Who else do I know that went to Emerson? That's got to be a fun school to go to. It must be fun going to school in Boston, right?
I really like my school actually. I think it's a fun time.
Well, it's a big college town, so that's kind of fun.
Yeah, like basically every other person you meet is a student, which is like nice.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's all like it also like depends on where you are in Boston. Like I would not go into like the suburbs there because people are not so open-minded sometimes.
Oh wow, yes, of course. We're
That
used
is
to-
code for racists.
Yeah, I mean, you know what's funny is I was performing last night and I felt like that energy. I haven't felt this energy in the audience in a long time when there's just a white dude who doesn't want to hear from me. And last night it was the first time I was in such a good mood. I was on stage, I was having a great time, and he's sitting in a position where everyone can see him. And that always changes the dynamics of a comedy show when someone can see someone not having a good time. It's amazing. The psychology of an audience is something that I love watching. So they could see he's not having a good time. So they decided, oh, they were still having a good time. But I pointed it out. I said, dude, could you sit up or something? Like, whole audience is dying. I said, they're basing the show on you, whether you're having a good time. And then he said this. He goes, oh, I'm just waiting for you to say something funny.
That's me.
Yeah. Right. And everyone was annoyed with him. And I just was smiling. I was having such a good time. And I go, white guy. Yeah.
I don't understand that. Like, if you're gonna be rude to people at a show, just leave. Like, you don't need to be there.
Some people really don't know they're rude, believe it or not. They really
What are you
think
talking about? Oh,
that guy really. Oh yes, you're. And so, like, I could tell he thought he was being funny. I have seen this where someone thinks they're being funny until the audience lets them know you're not. You're actually an asshole. So I didn't get mad at him because once you get mad at this is for both of you. Once you get mad at someone in front of the audience, you've lost, right?
Right.
But instead, I made it funny. Everyone's laughing. Now I do a joke. Everyone's laughing. And he goes, and that's good. That's good. That's good. And I go, and I did the bus pussy joke. I go, you only like that because you don't want to be a guy who rode the bus to somebody's house. I still don't like you. But I got him. Audience is good. And his daughter, I believe, she was with him. And she was like, oh my God. She was so embarrassed. And that was the moment when I realized now some comics would have made them leave, him leave, her cry, whatever. I just decided I'm not in the mood to do that. But I was just like, I haven't felt that in a while. I haven't seen that in the audience in such a long time. I was like, oh, that's right. I'm battling something else up here as a comedian. Don't think about it all the time, but there it is.
Well, because I think for a while, like people were just like so grateful to be back, like after the initial like COVID lockdown. It's interesting to see that like they're just people who that's slowly kind of might be going away. But it's just kind of whoever in the crowd now.
Yeah. D, you calling me a clown? Am I a true clown?
So yeah, someone in the comments said, but isn't that just part of comedy, the rude people and hecklers? I don't know if I don't think like going on stage is like an invitation to get like
That's right.
comments.
That's right, Celine. Get them.
Yeah.
That's right. That's absolutely right. There's no invitation. There's no reason for anyone to be rude. None whatsoever. None. And no, you'll get kicked out if you heckle. A lot of people do think that, though. They think that's part of. I've had people come up to me and go, "Isn't that part of the job of the audience to heckle the comedian?" And I'm looking at them and I'm like, "Where did you get that from?
Yeah.
Where in the world?" And so a lot of times I'll say this to the host: please do a joke before you bring on the comedians if you're hosting the whole show, because sometimes the audience does get it twisted or confused. They think that because there's engagement between the host and the audience, that means they can talk now with everyone else. Now, a good host will say, "I'm talking to you. Please don't do that unless the comedian talks to you," and set up the dynamics of the room, because a lot of people really don't understand. And a lot of people will get their feelings hurt. I've seen Godfrey on stage make some people cry instead of laugh. And I mean, he'll go in. I'm not one. I don't do that. I don't really go at people like that. I like to have fun. And yeah, you're right, Stace. Mean people do suck, but they're around us.
It also
you're playing devil's advocate. Okay, D. Okay. Back out of your strong argument there. Back it out.
You can
Go
probably like speak on this, Marina, but like I don't know, especially for like comics that really like rehearse their sets and like have everything planned out in like a certain order, like it throws you off, right?
Yeah, it does.
Like it messes it up. So I don't really get why people do that.
Well, because they don't know, like, and then some of them are just, they're just assholes, and they don't know. Like, I've found that more people think they know comedy, and they don't know comedy. Like, people don't even know the construct of a joke. Like, a lot of times when people can get offended by a joke without understanding the joke. A lot of times. Like, a lot of times they're just not, it just goes over their head what a joke is. And that's what's kind of been the problem with cancel culture, is a lot of times there's people who have legitimate gripes, and then there's people who really don't understand jokes at all.
Yeah.
Like, what some people will come away with, you're like, wow, that's what you took away?
I know, I feel like that happens a lot, where like if you even like mention a sensitive like topic in like the setup to a joke, people like don't even listen to the joke. They just assume you're like making fun of that thing.
Yeah.
Which is like, no, just listen.
Yeah,
Use
because
your
it's like
critical
not
thinking skills.
Yeah, it's like not about the topic. It's about the angle. Like honestly, like I feel like you can pretty much joke about almost anything, and like it just depends on which person or like thing you're making fun of, you know?
And I had a woman last night do this to me. Where are the bathrooms? Where are the bathrooms? Where are the bathrooms? Now she's repeating herself. You know why?
Why?
Because I never answered her.
Yeah.
And I was about to go on stage, and she kept asking, where are the bathrooms? And she shouted, "Do you not work here?" And I just let her just lose her mind.
Has that happened? Hasn't that happened to you before? I feel like right before you went on stage.
And a lot of times I don't blame them, because if I'm wearing black and I'm wearing a mask, it's obvious that the distinction between the audience and the people who work there, which I never got, are the ones wearing the masks.
Yeah.
But I had a microphone in my hand. I had a shirt that said "Good Vibes" on it. And it was a cold shoulder shirt. It wasn't like,
Yeah.
but I just don't even respond. I used to say this. I used to go, I don't work here in that capacity. But now I don't say anything. I just don't say
Yeah.
nothing. I let
I'm
them
sure it's
just
more
lose it.
fun. Yeah.
It is
peripherally
more
to
fun
use
because
it.
she couldn't get over the fact. You know what I think it is? It's like in the name of customer service, in my defense of even, what employees are going through, I do understand it's a very difficult time. So I am actually very lenient with customer service right now because I know the jobs are, it's a crazy time with employees.
Yeah.
But that was outrageous. I was like, she's losing her mind. This is so much fun to watch. she's trying to question. She's like, maybe she's deaf.
Oh my god.
And then I went on stage. I was like, give it up for your host. Give it up for the lady who wouldn't take the fact that I don't work here.
Oh my god.
Look, you getting a lot of good reviews, Celine.
Wow.
You didn't know that for this hour. It could make you feel good. Except for the person I had to constantly block. I put him in a timeout.
Are you talking about me?
Huh?
Assumed you were talking about me.
What about you?
I don't know. I thought you put me in a timeout, and I was the person you were trying to block.
Sometimes it feels like I
Wow.
do that throughout several days of the week. All right, guys. Now, I want to remind you Juskow's birthday is coming up, and
That's
this
right.
is a big deal.
It's next Saturday.
He's turning
here.
100.
Only turning 7.
70?
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, 71. Oh my God. All right. Jesus, Marina.
You're not turning 71.
Well, someday. I feel 71 when I get up in the morning. I try and put on my socks.
Yeah, he should be in the penalty box. But Juskow, we do wish you
Yeah, I invited
next
both of you
Saturday.
idiots to my birthday, and you both said no. I can't believe it.
I didn't say no. I
we
said
did.
I
Oh,
would
you
let
know you're not showing up. And Marina, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. I hope your show goes nowhere. Ooh, sorry, that was too far.
Well, listen, you evil little bastard, you. First of all,
Celine,
your
you can come
birthday,
too if you want.
which I have on my calendar, is a week away from the day.
I
so
know, but I decided I would do something on that Monday because my favorite bartender's at this place. So then we thought we would hang out, and then I asked Gaffigan too. He's out of town. 'Cause I like that place where everybody stops by from the cellar for a couple minutes and then they leave. Just a little in and out, right? So I just thought that would be a good idea because then on Tuesday I have my cellar show, and then Saturday I think I'm going to Jersey with my sister and my cousins. We're going to go to someplace by the George Washington Bridge. I don't know what to do.
Maybe
when
I
my
will
birthday's on a
come.
Saturday, I get confused.
Maybe I will come and then just be really loud about about the bad time that I'm having and just bring the whole vibe down.
Well, that's okay. I mean, that's what I usually do. So somebody needs to do it. Thanks, Stace. Stace, I'm going to that place that I took you guys. You and Bobby.
Aw, happy early birthday, Dave Juskow.
Thank you.
She's in class on Saturday, so she'll miss you. Bobby and I are sending lots of love.
Thank
so
you.
Are you doing the show on Saturday, this show? Since it's your
Yeah.
birthday, you
Yeah,
can take
because
off
I
if you-
decided, normally when I used to work at a regular job, I would always take off because there's always one douchebag at your office that's going to ruin it, even though usually your birthday in the office is a good time. But, since I'm working from home, I'll take the chance.
Aw,
you know, and so
we'll be
I
here
figure-
for you on your birthday on Saturday.
Why not be, now the only thing I get to do for my birthday, you can't cut me off. I mean, you can cut me off voice-wise, but you can't shut off my video. No matter
Why
what.
not? Why not?
I don't know. Seems like that's the only birthday present I want from you.
Well, we do have to go. This has been a lot of fun. We'll be back next Saturday for Dave Juskow's birthday, everyone. It'll be a Juskow themed
And you can't even come on the show on Tuesday at the cellar? And you can't even come to that?
I can't. Not this Tuesday. But I will. I have something for you.
Yeah.
See, there you go. Yeah, you know
Well,
I love you.
I just bought the greatest gift for myself. I didn't want anybody to see it, but what the fuck, right? I just got this thing.
Is that a cat? Oh,
No, it's called the Mouse Jiggler. You guys heard of it?
no.
It's fantastic. All I do is I put this mouse on top of this, and it makes it look like I'm at my desk 24/7. It's fantastic. I shouldn't have told
Oh,
anybody.
I know
but
what
I did.
that is. Yeah.
So it does. The screen doesn't go off, and it looks like I'm working.
And now they all know because they're probably watching this.
Well, I took a chance. It was too funny not to talk about. It's just too stupid. It's
Well,
like,
isn't there a way to just keep your screen up?
no,
I'm sure Celine knows this
no,
answer.
no, she probably does, but I'm saying because it's through the office, they have a lock on where you can set the timer and stuff. So I found a way around it.
Hopefully they don't watch your social media.
No, even if they do, what are they going to do? What are they going to do? It's like it's just a battery operated.
They're going to send a screenshot back to you of you holding that up.
Well, it's not illegal.
Well, guys, let's take a quick screen. Actually, let's take a quick screenshot of you guys. Oh, I don't like the way I look there. I did the calculator. And I want to thank you all. We're going to start with Evelyn. Evelyn, tell our viewers where they can find you.
Yeah, you can find me at Evelyn G. Frick on Twitter. I post
What?
at
Talk
Evelyn
low.
G. Frick on Twitter. That you can find any stories that I've written for my work as a reporter, and then any updates about shows that I will be doing will also be there.
Awesome. And Celine, tell our listeners where they can find you if you don't mind, or
Well,
if
I
you
will
know.
be at the dorm. You can find me there.
You know what? You can't find me anywhere. I'm gonna be anonymous for this one.
Oh. That had nothing to do with what I said. She just wants to be anonymous.
Juskow?
Well, you can't find me anywhere. I'm just going to be anonymous for. Oh, I tend to repeat. I'm a mimic. I'm a mimic. I'm Morty the Mimic, king of the mimics. Thank you. No, I just have the Tuesday show at 6:00 on YouTube, just like this show, through the Comedy Cellar, and we're doing it upstairs at the cellar, so it's super fun. It's live in person. Last week I had a very special guest, my sister and my nephew. So as you can see, I'm really bringing in the big boys.
Thank you, Juskow, so much and thank you all for joining us today on the Friends Like Us Preview and Review YouTube Live. We do this every Saturday. We're going to be back next Saturday. It's going to be Juskow's birthday. It's going to be a lot of fun. If you aren't listening to Friends Like Us, start listening. You can find them on all platforms.
Thank you, everybody.
On our Instagram. You could go to my website and find my podcast, Friends Like Us. And don't forget, wash your hands and wear a mask still if you want to. The variant is very strong and polio is out there. So,
Yipes.
and don't forget, Black Lives Matter. Of course, I'm the only one on here saying it, so you guys matter. But but not right now. Not right now. All right. Bye, everybody. Thank
Bye,
you.
everybody.